What's up, guys? It's Ty, aka Timberlands, and I am back with another video, so stick around to watch. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about inducing your labor. And the reason why I put that in quotation marks, because truly the only way to actually induce your labor is medically in the hospital. So the more appropriate term is how to encourage your labor. When it comes to babies, they are going to come when your body is ready. In most cases, there are some cases where, it is medically necessary to go ahead and get the baby out. But for the most part, your baby is going to come when your baby is good and ready. So just to kind of recap you guys, I had my baby on my actual due date, March 9th, and my labor did not last long at all. Everything I'm gonna talk about in this video is stuff that I did leading up to my labor, and I can honestly say I do 100% believe that all of these things helped encourage my baby to come when she did. Between 2:30 and 2:45 a.m. on March 9th, my water broke when I was in bed, and by 6:32 she was here. So my labor lasted just shy of like 4 hours, and it was really smooth. It was really quick. I do hope my next baby comes like very similarly to baby girl. So yeah, let's get into all the stuff. First thing I started doing was using raspberry leaf tea. So a lot of people refer to it as labor prep. So it's not gonna like shoot you into labor if your body isn't ready to go into labor yet, but it's really good for the uterus preparation during your laboring process. I did get my own muslin cloth, and I would just kind of scoop the herbs out. Let me see if I can show you. It comes in like a little bag like this. And I'm gonna put the link in the description from where I got it, which was Amazon. So if you guys are interested in buying some, you are more than welcome to use that link and try that out. So it has cinnamon, allspice, hibiscus, and it's recommended that you use it the last few weeks of pregnancy. So I didn't start doing any of this until I was 37 weeks. Definitely probably check with your provider first, but it's all natural stuff. So yeah. The other thing I did to encourage my labor and to kind of move her down a little more was walking. So I would walk between like a mile or two each day through my neighborhood. And I did notice her dropping a little more rapidly when I started walking more. And, walking is just kind of good in general. So if you're pregnant, it's a pandemic and you've been cooped up in the house, go outside, get some fresh air, and also help your baby move down a little further. So the next thing we're gonna get into are the exercises. Okay guys, so I had to re-record this part of the video. That's why I have a different shirt on, but let's just go ahead and get into it. Whenever I was 37 weeks pregnant, I spent all day, every day on this ball. Well, not all day, but I spent quite a bit of time using my exercise ball. Now, the thing you want to make sure of when you are purchasing a ball, if you don't already have one, is that it is the correct size for your height. The sizes do correspond with your height. So just make sure that you get the correct size. The main thing with using the ball is just to make sure your knees are at a 90-degree angle or a little bit like above 90 degrees, but you don't want your knees to be up high like this, okay? So if you have a ball and your knees are up high, then it's not gonna really be effective as far as getting your baby to move down. The first exercise we're going to do on the ball is just the side-to-side lunge. So I usually spend about 5 to 10 minutes on each exercise, just depending on what I'm doing. Like I said, I would just kind of get on the ball throughout the day, so you can kind of determine that for yourself. So basically, you're just going to go back and forth and make sure you're nice and tall on your sit bones and that you kind of got a good balance beneath you so you don't topple over, okay? So just nice and controlled. You're just gonna go side to side. And again, the amount of time that you spend doing these is completely up to you, but I would recommend at least 5 minutes each time you do the exercises. The next exercise is the front to back. Now, this is one of my favorite ones because I could really tell when I did this, I had like a lot of pressure down there, so it was nice at getting the baby engaged. So you're just going to go front and back, and you're gonna roll. And if you want to get like a little lower in the squat, just put your hands behind you on the ball. And then just make sure that you remember to breathe during these. Like, don't hold your breath. That's bad for you and the baby. The last one on the ball is just circles. So you're basically just going to go all the way around and get a nice wide leg squat going on. Honestly, guys, this feels good. Like, you know, that last trimester is really rough on the body. And so, you know, the hips are probably in some pain. You probably got some back pain, but this exercise is really nice. It's even nice to me like right now. And then once you're halfway through the amount of time that you're going to do, you just go the other way. And this is really nice at getting the baby nice and engaged with the cervix. The next position you're going to do is pretty simple. So if you take a Lamaze class or a birthing class, this is one that a lot of birthing coaches actually have you try. So you're going to basically just get down into a nice frog position. So just try to get down as low as you can. This also feels really good on the hips. So you can start by leaning in against the ball. So if you have a big bump, it's probably going to be in this space here. And you can just roll back and forth. And then you can kind of go side to side. Another one of my favorite positions is the butterfly position. So you can either go foot to foot, or you can kind of do like a cross leg situation here. The main thing is just to make sure that your knees are down. So just like when you're on the ball, you don't want your knees coming up because that's actually going to narrow that pelvic region, and you want the pelvis to be nice and open so that baby can move down. So just make sure your knees are down as far as they can be, and then you're going to sit up tall, get like a nice arch in the back, support yourself with your hands behind you, and you can honestly sit like this any time of the day. I've actually taken naps like this, and I noticed that when I was sitting like this, I felt a lot of engagement down below. This one is a really nice one that you can do throughout the day as well. So the last exercise that you guys can do is called the mile circuit. It helps baby reposition themselves so they can be in a proper positioning for birth. A lot of times women have trouble getting to that point in active labor where the baby is engaging and moving down, and it's because the baby most of the time is not in a good position. So the mile circuit is designed to help your baby get to that point. And who knows, like if you get your baby in the right position, they might be ready to come like immediately. It just depends on the person. What I can tell you is I believe it is the mile circuit that is the reason why my water broke. I did the majority of the mile circuit, but I didn't do one exercise. And I can tell you the morning that my water broke, I actually completed the exercise, and then my water broke. So I'm gonna go through them first, and then I'll kind of explain to you what happened to me after. Make sure this is a day where you have time and get comfortable, because you're going to be there for a while. So the first step is to do the open knee chest. So you want to safely come around onto your knees. You want to be in a cat-cow position, okay? And the next thing you're going to do is bring your knees out wider than your shoulders, and then you're going to come down into this position like this. So you're probably like, oh, but the baby's gonna slide up a little bit. Yeah, that's the point. The idea behind the open knee chest position is that your baby is going to move up a little bit before you help them move back down. Okay, so that's where we're getting at. But you want to come down into this position, and you're gonna just stay like this for at least 30 minutes. I stayed in this position for 30 minutes, and I only did it one time. So yeah, just make sure you get comfortable, and you're gonna stay like this for a bit. The second exercise is called the exaggerated side lying position, okay? So you want to grab you some pillows. And first you're going to start with your left side. You can get more pillows. I'm just going to use 2 just for this like demonstration. But you're going to come down on your side, and then you're going to bring your leg as high up as you can. So this is your bump, if you can imagine me having a bump. And then you want to have this pillow right here for comfort. You can also use a pregnancy pillow, which is what I used when I completed the second part of the circuit, of the exercise. So you're going to come down here, and it's a nice comfortable position, but you want to make sure that this leg is far up as possible, and that this back leg is fairly straight. And like I said, you can nap like this, you can go to sleep, you can just kind of watch TV, whatever it is that you're doing. This is literally all you have to do. And you want to do it for a minimum of 30 minutes, preferably longer if you can, okay? So you just stay in this position, and then, you know, let nature take its course. After that, you want to do the other side, okay? So basically, you're just going to alternate. Now, you don't have to do this in the same circuit. Like if you want to do it later, or if you want to do it when you go to bed, it's still going to be effective, but make sure that you complete the second side. So I'm going to do a brief little story time. I did the mile circuit. Like I said, I did the first exercise. I did the left side lying position. So the night that I went into labor, I actually woke up from my typical midnight bathroom run. And then when I came back to bed, instead of laying on my left side, I transitioned over to my right side. So I was literally laying in that exaggerated side lying position on my right side for 3 minutes, and then my water broke. It does work. It definitely works for me. I hope it does work for you, but it is a really effective way to help your baby engage properly so that you can have your baby. So again, you're basically going to come over to the other side, get really comfortable, and then bring that leg all the way up. And you're just going to stay like this for at least 30 minutes, but longer if you can. Okay, so the last part of the mile circuit is just to get open moving and get in a position where you can get that pelvis nice and open. So I'm going to use this baby box as my step stool because I don't want to go to the stairs. But basically, just find you something to step up on. And you want to just kind of like move into this position safely, of course. But you just want to move into this position for a little bit. And this is something that you can do throughout the day. You want to do it as much as possible, but don't overdo it, okay? Don't, especially with the walking, don't tire yourself out or hurt yourself. But this is just something that you can kind of do throughout the day. So if you're outside and you're walking on the sidewalk, all you have to do is step up and then step off. And then you just want to transition the other way. So basically just imagine you're walking outside. You're going to step up, and basically you're going to do that for a while. I did those 2. And then of course, stairs. Stairs is a great way to help your baby engage because it's going into that lunge position, and it's helping you open up that pelvis so that baby can drop down and come into the world. So those are all the things I did to help encourage baby to come. And like I said, she did arrive very, very early on her actual due date. So I can say that that was all a win. And this is going to happen when your baby is ready, when your body is ready. So try not to get frustrated. Try not to overthink it. Try not to obsess over it. Like, don't spend all day thinking about making your baby into the world. Try to enjoy the last couple weeks or days, depending how close you are. Try to enjoy that last part of your pregnancy because it all goes by really, really fast. And those are moments that, you know, you can't get back with that baby. Of course, you can have another kid, but, you know, just try to cherish it as much as you can. But these are all things that you guys can do if you do want to try to encourage your labor. But I think that mile circuit is the straw that broke the camel's back. So the days leading up to me giving birth, she was really, really low. Like, my midwife could literally reach up there and feel her head. So she was low. When I was in labor, she was so low that I could not sit down. And I believe that's why my labor progressed so smoothly and so quickly. And all the things I was doing was helping her engage. So definitely try out these things and let me know how it goes for you. Drop them in the comment section, and because I would love to hear y'all stories. Like, I love hearing y'all stories. So let us know. The last things you may be thinking is, how do I know if it's working? So there were a few signs and symptoms that I had when I was entering like that last part of my pregnancy that let me know that what I was doing was helping. Lightning crotch is one of them. So lightning crotch is a sensation that you get when your baby bumps up against the cervix. Like when their head is putting pressure on the cervix, it'll shoot this lightning pain in like the groin pelvis region. And sometimes it can stop you in your tracks. Sometimes my lightning crotch was so bad, like I just was like, oh, whoa, like that was intense. So that is one sign that your baby is engaging. So whenever I did the butterfly position, I had lightning crotch really bad. So I knew for sure that was helping her engage really well. The other symptom that you can have is an increase in the loss of your mucus plug. So some women lose their mucus plugs in one fell swoop, and some of them lose it over time. Now, the mucus plug does regenerate, so it is possible to lose it and then you still have some coming out, because until you give birth, that mucus plug is going to be replenishing itself to keep all the germs out of the birth canal. I lost my mucus plug over time, so I was constantly losing it over those last couple of weeks, but I noticed that the more stuff I did, the more I would lose. Other sign is the baby dropping. So if you notice the baby is getting lower and lower, maybe document one picture a day, just to see what your progress is. But if the baby is moving lower and lower, you know your baby is engaging in your cervix. And then of course, your water breaking or having those consistent contractions is your telltale sign that these exercises are working for you. Now, I am not a medical provider, so please always consult with your provider before doing anything. Make sure you're cleared. If you know you're good to go and they've already cleared you to try different things to try to get the baby in the world, go ahead and try them. But always just make sure you're not overdoing it. Don't obsess over it, and don't tire yourself out, because you're gonna need all of that energy for when you're actually in labor. That's pretty much all I have for y'all today. I'm sorry that it takes me so long to roll out these videos, but I do appreciate y'all so much for subscribing and liking and viewing. As usual, I'm going to put my social media information down in the description with the Linktree link, so be sure to click on that. Follow me. If you have questions, let me know. But otherwise, I guess I will see y'all next time.